Hey, BG Juniors, how you doing? This is Mr. Genovese. I'm the post-secondary counselor here at Buffalo Grove High School. What a year we've had. And can you believe it or not, we are down to 6 weeks to go for school. Um, I just want to take a few minutes of your time out of your English class to talk to you about some things to think about now through summer so you are prepared for senior year. I want to talk about some options that you have. So believe it or not, a year from now, you're going to be graduating from Buffalo Grove High School. There's a lot of things that you need to do to prepare and to plan and be ready to go with your next chapter of life. But it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be crazy stressful. If you start now, doing some things that we're going to talk about in this video, you will be definitely more prepared than a lot of juniors all across the country. So let's begin. Choices. What are some choices that you have after you graduate? You may think college, but when I hear the word college, I think of a lot of different things, different kinds of colleges. So let's talk about it. One option for college is Harper. Harper Community College is located in Palatine, Illinois, and it is your community college. If you're thinking about going to Harper College, Harper offers an associate's degree, which is a 2-year degree where you graduate and you can enter the workforce, or you can graduate and transfer to a 4-year school. If you choose Harper, make sure you're choosing Harper for the right reasons. For example, cost. For example, you're not sure what you want to major in, so you're going to stay at Harper and try to figure some stuff out before you go off to school. Maybe you're just not ready to go away to school yet and you need to figure out some things at home. That's totally cool. So pick Harper for all the right reasons. Harper is college, so taking English 101 is the same thing as taking English 101 at Northern Illinois. It's definitely a different level after you graduate high school. That's one option. Another option might be a 4-year school, like Western Illinois. Western Illinois is one of our 12 public universities in Illinois. 2 things to remember about a state school. They're regional and they're comprehensive, which means at Western Illinois, like at Southern Illinois and Eastern Illinois and Northern Illinois and so on, 95% of the kids that are on campus are from the state of Illinois. So there is strong likelihood you're going to meet kids from Chicagoland area and all over the state. Comprehensive, what that means is they offer hundreds of different majors. So again, if you're undecided and you're not sure, or you're thinking about this pathway, and you're thinking about this pathway, and you've considered another pathway, maybe going to a larger public school might fit the bill because you can look at a wider variety of majors that might fit you. Public schools range from anywhere from 10,000 to 30,000 students, so they tend to be bigger, they're regional and comprehensive. Another choice you might have is a school like Texas A&M. Texas A&M is simply another school, public school that's outside of Illinois. Every state in the country has a state school system. So what are some reasons for wanting to go to Texas A&M or a school outside of Illinois? Maybe you want to get out of the cold winters we have. Maybe you have family out in Texas. Maybe you have family in Florida. Maybe you just want to do something different. You want to see some palm trees like Texas A&M here. So these are some things to think about. If it's affordable for your family, these are some things you want to consider, that it's a public school, regional public school outside of Illinois. Another choice that you might have is a college like Lake Forest College. Lake Forest is a small private liberal arts institution. Unfortunately, Lake Forest is right here in Lake Forest, Illinois, but there are private schools all over the country. They tend to be smaller. They tend to offer less majors, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just a smaller environment. Similar to a class like here at Buffalo Grove, you might have anywhere from 10 kids to 20 kids in a class. It's just a different kind of learning. And as we continue to go on, it's all about finding the right fit. There is not a bad school out there. There's not a cruddy school. It's the right fit for the right student. So maybe Harper is your right fit. Maybe a larger state school is your right fit. Maybe Lake Forest, a small private liberal arts school, is your right fit. Whatever the case is, take the time now and through summer to figure out what that place is so you are ready to go in the fall. Continuing on with choices. Another choice might be a school like Harvard in Boston, Massachusetts. Harvard is is an Ivy League school. And along with Harvard, there's about 100 or so other schools across the country that are very selective in nature. They have very high credentials for admission. And maybe this is an environment where you feel you would thrive, you would fit in the best. So this is just another option. So looking at an Ivy League or a very selective school here in the Chicagoland area, we have Northwestern University and University of Chicago, to name a few. So that's simply another option. So the next thing to talk about is, what are we thinking about majoring? What do you want to do? You're going to go off to school. What do you want to do at that school? What do you want to major in? What's your pathway? One pathway might be doing some research. Maybe you want to do some lab work. Maybe you want to connect with a professor and do some research at a large state institution. Flagship state U's like University of Illinois or Urbana-Champaign, they have a lot of research money, a lot of research dollars where you have opportunities. Freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors have opportunities to go into a lab and work on a project to develop new technology, to develop new chemicals, new medicines that can help for the future. This is a pathway. This is something you may want to consider, you may not. Or you may want to consider going into a field of medicine. Maybe you want to become a doctor. Maybe you want to become a veterinarian. Maybe you want to become a dentist. Maybe you want to work at a place like this once you get out of school. So majoring in the sciences, majoring in biology, majoring in chemistry, biomed. This is a pathway that will help prepare you or get you to where you want to be in the field of medicine, or pre-dental or pre-vet. This is another choice. Or maybe the fine and performing arts, which I don't really like, and it's not for me. Maybe you have visions of performing at Carnegie Hall right here. Maybe you love being in the theater. Maybe you love being in our music program or singing. Any of the fine and performing arts. Maybe you want to do that for a career. You want to make that your future. You can do that at a 4-year school. So that's something you may want to consider. That's another option you have. So far we've talked about 2-year schools and 4-year schools. That's just one choice. There's another area that you would continue on with school that is not a 2-year or 4-year school. So for thoughts, sometimes some students are sitting there thinking that the thought of you going and sitting in a class for another 4 to 6 years, similar to high school, might send chills up your spine. Maybe you're a hands-on type of person. Maybe you just don't enjoy this environment. That's okay, because there's other places for you. Another idea, maybe you're thinking of going into the building trades. So the building trades, construction field, becoming a carpenter, a plumber, electrician, a pipe fitter, a bricklayer, and the list goes on. This is a field or a career that you would go to school for 2 years or less. So you go to school for less than 2 years and you are learning a specific skill. So if you want to become an electrician, you would go to school to become an electrician, and that is all you're learning. You're going to get on-the-job training, and you're going to learn everything you need to know to become an electrician. So then after you graduate and you get done with your school, you go and you look for a job specific to becoming an electrician. Versus a 2-year and 4-year school, which you just talked about, which is a wide variety. You need to take English and math and science and psychology and sociology, and you earn a bachelor's degree, which is a little bit more broader based. A certificate is very specific. And remember, there is not one bad choice. It's the right fit for the right student. Maybe if this isn't your thing, maybe you might want to go into automotive repair. Wow, look at these cars behind me. That's awesome. Maybe you want to go into automotive repair and get certified to repair automobiles. Maybe you've always tinkered around with cars when you're little, and this is a field that you want to do. You just love cars, and this is something you may want to do. This is another option for you to get a certificate or go to school for less than 2 years to become an automotive repair. Another thought, what about going into culinary arts? Maybe you enjoy cooking. You enjoy cooking, and maybe you have visions of owning your own restaurant. Maybe you want to go and you work in the hospitality industry, hotels and restaurants, in the service industry. Maybe you want to do something and be a head chef and a world-renowned head chef at a particular restaurant here in Chicago or anywhere in the country. So this is another option that you have to get certified, to get a certificate in the culinary arts, and then you get in, and then you can look for employment to be a chef. So we've talked about 2-year schools, we've talked about 4-year schools, we've talked about the types of majors and pathways within those 2 and 4-year schools. We also talked about certificate programs, which are less than 2 years. And one last option is enlisting in the military. Check it out. If you want to think about serving your country, this is an option for you. There are some big perks of joining and enlisting in the military in one of the branches of our military, the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. If you enlist in the military, you're going to serve our country for 4 to 6 years, and you'll be on active duty. You can choose to make military your career, and the perks of being in the military, you're going to get training. You're going to get on-the-job training where you're going to get a skill set of something that you can take with you if you choose to leave the military down the road and apply that to a job or a career outside of the military. Also, another huge perk is after you do your time from anywhere from 4 to 6 years, you can go to college. You can go to get a bachelor's degree for free, for $0. So you move back to Illinois, you can go to an Illinois state school for free, tuition free. That is one huge perk to enlisting in the military. So there you have it. You have a lot of choices, a lot of things to think about. So like we said earlier on, believe it or not, graduation for you guys is really less than a year away. And as you can see, there's a lot of things that you need to do before you're sitting in these chairs right behind me, walking down the aisle and getting that Buffalo Grove High School diploma. So some things to do over summer while you're enjoying the pool, while you're enjoying the fun in the sun, while you're enjoying going to ball games, hanging out with your friends. There's definitely some things you want to consider. Behind me is a timeline of things to do. This timeline is found on our website. I emailed you guys this website last week, so you should have it in your email, and you can also log on to the BG website and get to the BG and beyond. So please, some things to do: talk to your parents, talk to your guardians. Make sure you, mom and dad or guardian are all on the same page. Make sure you try to work and get a plan so you're prepared for the fall. I also sent you guys, along with the link to the website, is a booklet called The Junior Summer Send-Off. It's filled with a lot of great information. It talks about essay writing. It talks about how to ask a teacher for a letter of recommendation. It talks about standardized testing. It talks about a lot of things that you can do now and during the summer to prepare yourself for the fall. So the name of the game is to be prepared. We will be meeting with you, your counselor, and myself will be meeting with you the second week of school in the fall when you are a full-fledged senior, and we will work with you again and walk you through the whole entire process of the application process. Whether it be a 2-year school like Harper, whether that be a trade school or a technical school, whether that be a 4-year university ranging from a very selective school to a state university to a private school, or whether that be enlisting in the military. So I wish you the best. Enjoy your summer. While you're having fun, do some stuff, and see you next year.